All right, revisiting a guilty pleasure. Or is it a guilty pleasure? I can't tell if it's good or bad, really. But that film is Mimic. And here's my review of it. Like and subscribe. So, Mimic, 1990s Guillermo del Toro film. He doesn't like his own movie because there's a lot of studio interference. I think this movie has a lot of goods and bads, but no real big bads. When I watched it again last night, I was like, nothing is that big a negative. I think the big negative for me is more of a missed opportunity. And that's the fact that in the movie, first of all, if you don't know what this movie is about, it's about scientists who make cockroaches to eat other cockroaches. Because these roaches are spreading a disease, I think it's called Stickler's disease or something like that, that's affecting kids and giving them paralysis. And then the roaches are supposed to die within a time frame, and instead they keep evolving and evolving and evolving, and then they get human-like. And they're in the sewers eating people. So, yeah. So, spoiler-ish. Not gonna spoil the entirety of the movie at all, but certain things. The negative for me, a missed opportunity, is just the fact that it's not scary, and it could have easily been scary. They have the silhouette of the cockroach. It stands up like a human being wearing like a coat, and has the wings come together to make a face, which is really cool. And it would be really cool if it was a mysterious figure that you keep seeing in the background of these characters, and you don't know who it is or what it is. And instead, off the get-go, they keep making the ticking sounds, and they let you know, very first scene, that it's the cockroaches, the giant bugs. And I was like, man, it would be so scary if the reveal was the subway scene where it unveils itself and goes after the girl, but you didn't know what it was prior. So that's my big flaw. Third act, I don't think it knows what to do, really. Like, it becomes very monster movie-ish, but it doesn't really have an idea. Nothing clever happens at that point. A lot of the side characters are kind of, dumb. Chewie, who is this little, I think he's autistic. He's like an autistic genius kid. He doesn't play into the movie at all other than to be a damsel in distress. And you think the way they keep acting like he knows everything about shoes, you think somebody that's going to play into the plot. It doesn't. But, yeah, positives. Charles S. Dutton is great. The Mila Sorvino, is that her name? She's really good. The other scientist dude's great. The concept of the movie is very cool. I would love to see this movie remade. Because I think it's a decent movie. The second one is, I gotta rewatch that. I remember entertaining nonsense, and the third one's legit scary. I remember the third one actually being scary. But this is such a cool idea for a movie. It's not as popular as it should be. I feel like this should be a cult classic because it's such an interesting idea. And, yeah, I watched it. It's atmospheric. The music is good. Guillermo del Toro still, this is why he's a legend, because even with more of a bad story, he still makes a good movie out of it, because the story just dissipates into just almost nothing, just running away from the monsters. But I still like this movie. I think it's a great twist that you find out that the bugs have human lungs, and you're like, oh my god, they're like turning into us. But yeah, Mimic. Have you seen it? I think it's a solid B movie. But tell me what you think of it in the comments below. And I like this title of the movie, Mimic. It's very cool.